Good up.
This is Channel 253.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain podcast.
So diversification is a huge marker for whether or not a brewery is doing well or not. Which is funny because it's like all of these, honestly, all the breweries that are growing are just really good at making West Coast IPAs.
Yeah.
That's what
At the end of the day.
Although Hayes beat West Coast this year, or last year, I mean.
I suppose they did.
Yeah.
Every single brewery that I'm talking about just makes good West Coast IPAs.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. There it is, everybody.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, coming to you guys from Peaks and Pints in Tacoma, Washington. Thanks for hanging out. My name is Matt McLaren. As always, Ron Swarner's joining us.
Hello.
How's it going, Ron?
I'm doing about as well as a tap room that pivoted to non-alc, added a taco truck, and somehow grew 9% in a year when the rest of the industry caught a cold. So yeah, nimble, barley wined, and cautiously optimistic.
That was a smoking intro, dude.
Amazing.
Save something for the end, bro.
I know, seriously. This is what happens when we only have one episode. Ron's just fucking dialed.
Yep.
Just
Nails
locked in.
it.
Yeah, good foreshadowing for this episode. Our resident professional brewer and line cleaner, Bethany Carlson, is also in the house.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Very good.
Good.
We are short Phaedra today. She's over in Washington, D.C., going to awesome bars and shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Doug is on mic, though. How's it going, Doug?
The board is still working after I spilled the nut brown ale on it. So
sorry.
not bad.
That was the quickest fuck up ever.
Could be
Yeah.
worse.
It could be worse.
We're just
Fuck
wiping
up in
it
real
clean.
time.
Yeah.
You're a nut brown.
Yeah, I am a nut brown.
So yeah, it's if you guys can't tell, we're Sans guests today, just hanging out. We do have some crazy episodes coming up, so we wanted to just do one to catch up. We actually took a week off because of the holiday, and then Doug was out of town. So yeah, we haven't hung out in like 3 fucking weeks, and we've all been doing shit since then, including beer stuff, but also non-beer stuff. So we wanted to catch up, have a beer, talk about new beers. And then also there is some crazy beer data that just got published by the Brewers Association that we're going to talk about because it's super interesting. Not all doom and gloom. There's actually some like pretty cool like facts and figures in here that kind of speak to some of the positive trends in the industry and like what some breweries I think can do. So we're going to get into that with all of our expert knowledge. Just the 3 of us. We're super qualified for this.
Totally.
Good
But-
disclaimer.
Yeah, before all of that, what are you drinking, Ron?
I'm drinking hiatus orange beer, and it's delicious.
Me too.
All Hetty Alice is so good.
Me too. So
All of Hetty Alice is so good. I might grab that on the break.
good. It's so like soft and fruity and drinkable. Like really good.
Yeah. Just like me.
I swear. Just like Ron. Okay, and we're also drinking
Okay,
Yeah, look at that.
Matsurika.
Matsurika. So,
Matt.
yeah, that's what I'm drinking. I think Ron's got some too. Do you have some, Doug?
I have whatever the first one was. Yeah, that's it.
So this is a like German-ish style Pilsner with tons of jasmine. It's super floral.
Yeah.
Kind of bitterness to it too. There's like a nice bite.
Very like, like snappy, German, hoppy. Yeah. So yeah, there's 3 beers sitting here from a really unique brewery that I have actually been trying to work with for years after learning about them. And this just like yesterday, I finally was able to get them into Washington. So I'm going to talk about it because I'm pretty happy with myself.
Yeah, congratulations. It's very
Thank
cool.
you.
Lovely cans, too.
I know,
So
they're gorgeous,
pretty.
right? They're so good.
Yeah.
It's going to sell.
May I see the white one there?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Doug,
just
yeah.
the can. I just want to look at that.
So this is a Brazilian brewery that was actually started by 3 Brazilian-born Japanese women. So if you're not familiar, Brazil has a huge Japanese population. And the, like, you know, with anywhere to like dominant, like culturally different populations are going to be like at odds in some sort of way. So the brewery is actually Japas Cerveceria, and Japas in general is like a slightly derogatory way to refer to Japanese people in Brazil and some other places. But these 3 women who were all, you know, fantastic. They're like brewers, beer judges, beer experts in their own regard. We're like, fuck it, we're just going to call our brewery that and like take ownership of this like slightly derogatory term. So this is Japas. So that's what the brewery is. And the whole idea was like they were going to like try to demystify Japanese culture to Brazilian beer drinkers through their brewery, which I think is the sickest thing that you could possibly do. Yeah. And it actually is like, you guys hear us kind of talk about this sort of thing all the time, is like how much cultural inspiration you can pump into your beer. We've talked to Lucky Envelope about this and plenty of other folks. This is like the epitome of that, because they're literally trying to send like a super specific message to people who like, you know, maybe on the whole feel kind of negatively about this culture that is just different from theirs. And they're like, here's how we're going to fix that. Beer.
Love that.
So yeah, it's just like, it's so sick. And like, it's just these 3, like, it's the most badass thing you can do. And so these, I was just telling Bethany, like these women are almost like girl band status in the beer world. They're very popular. They totally understand like how to brand themselves. Like these cans are gorgeous. The marketing is gorgeous. But the beer is also just really good. And it's all, fucking relax.
Ron is misbehaving.
Ron is misbehaving. But yeah, so they just understand, I think, everything that the actual future of the industry is going to be. And that's like, so if you guys can actually Google them, you'll find a Forbes article about them from a few years ago when they first hit America. They basically the 3 of them did like an American brewery tour, and Forbes wrote about it. They wrote about their importer, who we work with. And it's such a sick story. And every beer that we brought in has like a unique ingredient. And they do like a black miso stout. They do matcha IPA, which we've done before for Tacoma Beer Week. This is a wheat beer that has ginger in it, jasmine, and like a German style Pilsner. And all of the base beers are really well made. And then they like perfectly include these like very cultural ingredients. And that's exactly the point. So they're taking these like fantastic traditions and adapting them to like not only their own audience, but also a separate audience in order to like demystify their culture. And it's genius.
When are they coming on the pod?
I'll find out.
I have so many questions for them.
I know.
Well, yeah, like what did they do before they did this? Like what was their background? Did any of them work at a brewery? Were they like into beer? Like,
oh man, I think at least one of them, I think, did work in a brewery previously. I don't know about the other 2. I think Myra did come from a brewery. I don't want to speak out of turn. But yeah, I know that 2 of them speak English very well. So maybe I can figure that out somehow. They were super cool and sent me messages after I posted about their stuff. And weirdly enough, because of course he is, fucking Brian Strumke is homies with these 3 ladies. Because of course he is. So Brian actually lives. So these guys actually come through an importer that's based in Chicago, but some of their stuff is actually contract brewed here to avoid additional like shipping costs and to make sure their beer is fresh. And it's a brewery in Kentucky, which is where Stromke is now located. And I just talked to him on the phone, just about separate business stuff. And he was like, yeah, I'm hanging out at this brewery. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I'm actually picking up beer from that brewery. And he was like, no fucking way. Are you picking up Japas? And I was like, of course you would know who they are. He's like, oh yeah, Myra and I are like homies. And like, I always hang out with them when I go down to Brazil. Of course you do. So I'm going to leverage our relationship with him to getting them on the podcast.
That's awesome.
If they ever visit Seattle.
Small beer world.
I know, right? So yeah, that's my plug. If you guys see these cans out in the market in the next few weeks, please do grab them. There's like 7 beers. They're not going to be around for very long. They're so good and they're so interesting. And then go follow Japas. Like it's just, yeah, it's the best.
So is Brian contract brewing?
He does kind of does the nomad thing. He's not contract brewing this. Though.
Not this, okay.
He was at the brewery though, who is doing some of the contracting for these guys, which is where I was picking it up.
Probably doing a DJ set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm popping this next one open.
Do it.
I imagine it's gonna be super refreshing. So yeah, fuck.
You climbed a mountain.
That's what I was gonna say.
I did totally climb a mountain.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, not a big beer adventure, but I did totally climb a mountain. Honestly, I was thinking about it, and like I should have, like, that's probably a good time to split a beer with your kid at the top of a fucking mountain.
Yep.
So yeah, we did. My kid and I, he was 12. We did the summit hike from Mount St. Helens, which was super cool. It was super hard. It took us like just over 12 hours to do the whole thing. And we got so sunburned.
The summit is up, not around, like the
Up.
It's up.
Like we
Up
were
it.
up
Yeah.
in the crater, or like just on the edge of the crater, I guess.
Awesome.
On the south side.
On the south side, yeah.
They don't let you get too close to the edge.
No,
do they?
dude, you'll fall in and die.
Oh yeah, you can hear everything
I had
crumbling.
no clue.
Yeah.
So we it was actually really I was fucking heinously underprepared for this, because like when you if you read the description of this fucking hike online, they don't make it sound like what it actually is. It's pretty fucking hard, and they're like, oh, it's like a scramble, and you don't need any technical climbing ability. No, it is. It's like you don't need carabiners and shit,
No.
but you're climbing the whole way.
Pumice quicksand.
Oh my God, man.
Yes.
I've never been so demoralized than the last 500 yards of this fucking climb is just through the ash that exists at the top of the summit. And you take a step and you slide back, and you take a step and you slide back, and you climb for an hour and you're not any closer. No. So if you look at the top, you're just like, what the fuck am I even doing with my life? I've never been so close to quitting something that I really wanted to finish because it was just so hard. But I was also underprepared because I brought like 3 liters of water, which is not nearly enough. And by the time we got to the weather station, which is kind of the last like big checkpoint before you do like 2 more like rock like scrambles, and then the last like big 45-degree climb. And I was like, fuck, I'm like out of water. And there was this group of women from the Women Who Explore community who were also doing the climb. They had raised a bunch of money and had trained for like a whole year. Didn't do that. Trained for like 2 months, kind of. And they were like, dude, if you're out of water now, you're fucked. And so they like shared some water, which was super cool. And then one of them gave me some electrolytes. I didn't bring any electrolytes. Because I've done big hikes that were equal distant to this with Mason before, but I just didn't realize how much the incline affects just climbing 45 degrees for that long just takes so much out of you. And it took us almost 8 hours to get to the top. So they had 3 guides with them, and one of the guides was like, dude, you could have brought 10 gallons of water. Your body is sweating at such a fucking crazy level that like your salt imbalance would have destroyed you anyway. He's like, if you're not chewing like 2 of these electrolyte tabs every hour on the way up, you're fucked. And he's like, I've done this 16 times and I didn't make it the first time because of this exact reason. And some old dude told me this exact same thing, and I've made it every time since. So he gave me like 10 extra tabs, which was really cool.
So they all had extra supplies for you, so like the water and the electrolytes. That's amazing.
Yeah, would not have made it without running into these women. So I found out that they have like a Washington branch, because they all travel from everywhere else to do this climb. They have like a Washington representative. So I'm for sure raising money for them next Tacoma Beer Week, because could not have done it without them.
Nice.
Was Mason just like, yeah, it's no big deal, Dad? And you're just like, oh.
So it's funny. So yeah, at the end he was. So once you get to the weather station, once you get past like the 2 rock walls, you can just see the top, but it's just far. And I was like, hey man, I can see you the whole way. We're there's like, at that point there was like 25 other climbers left. And I was like, hey, if you want to catch your own pace and just cruise, you can totally do that. I'm going to go slow because I'm fucking tired. And he was like, cool. And he passed like all 25 climbers and made it to the top like 30 minutes before I did. He was way faster. So he was just sitting up there. And then some of the other hikers who had started like way earlier but were already at the summit were like starting to glissade down. And you do that right next to like where the ash climb is. And they were like, hey, your kid's at the top. He's hanging out having water. He's waiting for you. And I was so close to just being like, tell him I'm not coming. Like, I hate it. I hate this.
Send him down.
Yeah, just tell him to come and get me. So I fucking what I ended up doing, because it's very demoralizing. What I ended up doing is just staring at the fucking ground, like not even looking up, just staring at the ground, like planting. The other thing too is you have hiking poles and they dig 6 inches into the sand, so you're not even like getting grip on anything. So you can use your entire body for the whole hike except for that last little bit where you're the most tired and it's the hardest. So I just stared at the ground until I got all the way up. It took me like an extra, 45 minutes or whatever. But
Gosh.
it worked.
Intense.
Made it.
The brutal thing about that climb is on the way out, when you hit the tree line, you think, oh my gosh, I'm so close.
Yeah.
You're not. You're drinking a 6-pack pretty much.
Yeah.
Because it's another 5 brutal miles or
Yeah.
so.
Like,
Of just slow.
Yeah. So Mason can't climb down. He can't like do any descend hiking. He takes a lot of breaks because he rides bikes and he has like good muscles for pushing up a mountain, but descending he hates. I love it because I do exercises that I can avoid knee injuries and shit. And it's like toe lifts and like super deep squats and like all the shit that helps when you're going down. And so I'm just like hopping down, like feeling really good. And he's like, Dad, I just need a break. And I'm like, this is exactly how I felt like 3 hours ago. And you cruised right past me. He's like, I just need a break. But it was awesome. It was like 12 hours. It was so much fun. We glissaded like half the way down, which was really cool, which I had never done before. He had never done before. So it was awesome. And I can totally see why people get addicted to that shit. It was like one of the coolest things to do ever. And I think we're going to do Mount Adams next year. So I think we just climb mountains now.
Yeah.
And you've done it, Ron?
I've done it.
Ron's done it
How many
6 times.
6
I
times.
snowboarded.
How many?
I snowboarded down
Yeah.
too.
What?
Yeah.
Down the ash?
Yeah. No, we went in
There was
February.
snow.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
there was still tons of snow. Like
Yeah.
we were able to get all the way up without touching snow, but like coming back down, you can slide through. You can slide almost all the way to the tree line.
I've never done
times.
Adams.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked
Yeah,
actually.
that's gonna be cool.
You went camping, Bethany.
I went camping.
Where'd you go?
Raymond. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's, down towards the ocean, like off the 101 there. Our friends have some property. We pretty much go every summer, and we came back alive. It was good.
Sweet.
Were there any bees there?
Greer got stung so bad.
Oh, for real?
His whole foot was like super, super, super swollen. Like maybe we need to go to the doctor. Swollen. We looked it up. We think it's a black digger wasp. Yeah.
Ew. Sounds
He
gross.
said it looked like a giant like ant, but with wings. And
yeah.
I mean, his foot looks gnarly. His foot looks
Sweet.
gnarly. So he took one for the team. I'm just glad the kids didn't get stung
Jesus, man.
by that nasty thing. But yeah, we swam in a creek and we went hiking and we got out to the ocean, went to Grayland and got out to see the ocean. I haven't done that in so long. Like, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
And we're so close to it.
We're so close to it. Everybody should go out to the ocean if you're not there. So yeah, it was good. You know, we got back and I was like, why do we do this? Why do we go camping?
Yeah.
So much work. But yeah, overall it was very good. Pretty nice weather, and yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
was good.
Arena. So Mason and I have been planning the Mount St. Helens thing for like a while because we did the 8 caves prior to. So Arena was like, hey, I want to go with you guys. And I was like, cool. We camped like off of like Forest Road 83, like way deep. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. And I was like, why? It'll be fun. And she's like, you guys are gonna be gone for like 10 or 12 hours and I'm gonna be like alone in the woods with no car. And I was like, that's a good point. So we ended up getting like a little RV like right by like Cougar, Washington, which is like the last big town that you can, not big, it's the last actual town. Yeah. There's like 9 buildings there. It's the last actual town before you can like get up into the forest roads. But we like got like an RV there. I love camping,
Nice.
but I also feel that way when I'm done. Like it's
Then
so
you
much work.
forget a little bit, and you're like, let's go camping in like a few weeks or next year, and then you remember again how much work it is.
This
But
is so
yeah,
good.
it's it feels good when you get done. It feels really good to get back to all your creature comforts. I really think that's why I like it. Because
Yeah.
you get back and you're like, hot water and a shower and my own bed and pillow and yeah.
Ron, how was Grains of Wrath?
Legends of the West.
Dude,
A lot of West Coast IPAs.
that was the talk of the whole West Coast for like a couple of months, man.
Yeah, it was fantastic. They did a good job. I mean, it was their inaugural venture, so there was a few hiccups.
Sure.
A little late setting up.
Oh, yeah.
But once they got rolling, it was wonderful. West Coast breweries from California and Colorado, Westbound and Down was there. So Kevin, I ran into Kevin.
Yay!
Let's see who else was there. Shred.
Ghost Town was there.
Ghost Town was there. Pint House.
So awesome.
And the thing is, they're all delicious, and they're all very similar. So I felt like I drank, like 20 really good beers.
Sure.
There wasn't
20
really any duds.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like the list of breweries.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are listening and you saw the list of breweries that they had, it's like the 20 breweries who make the best version of like a dry, crispy West Coast IPA, and they were all pouring that beer.
Yeah.
Was there any non-IPAs being poured anywhere?
I didn't run into any of them.
Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Just
Yeah.
nerd paradise.
It was hotter than hell.
Yeah.
Because it's in Grains production right next to Recluse in the Washougal Industrial Park, whatever it's called.
Sure.
And it's a blacktop, and so it's added warmth. But there's plenty of seating and shade. I hung out with Jeff Carlson from Harmon,
Yeah, dude.
and
He still works in the industry now.
he does. Oh man, I can't remember. It's an organization.
It is
and
that
I can't-
represents brewers. Yeah. So I ran into him randomly at like a beer dinner in Yelm, and I hadn't seen Jeff like maybe since the Harmon, or maybe like one time after that. But yeah, awesome industry guy from Tacoma who's like out doing cool stuff still.
Yeah, so we had 2 awesome captain chairs, and we just, we took turns one at a time going to get beers to keep our captain chairs.
Sweet.
And then there was 2 chairs next to us, and we had rotating couples come through, so we were entertaining them. It was really, really a fun time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super sad I missed it. I was had like a family event that day, but it's on the calendar for next year, and I'm like super pumped.
Saw a lot of smiles.
That
Good,
was the
man.
first year.
First year.
They did that.
Yep.
Cool.
Hope they do it again.
I think they will, man. We did we should all probably make a field trip down there next time, because the actual I just went to Firestone Fest, and almost every brewery that was at Grains was also at Firestone Fest, which is like that. If you think about that list being up here in Washington for anything is like insane. So
Green Cheek was there also.
yeah, fuck man, they were the longest line at Firestone Fest, maybe the entire time. They're so good.
Yeah, there was the great thing about this festival, because it was the first, so it wasn't totally packed.
Yeah,
It was easy to get beer.
nice. That's good.
Now the word's out.
Now
We'll
the
have to
word's
wait
out.
in
I know,
line
now we're
next year. You did Porch Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Porch Fest was awesome. Hopefully, if you're a local and you are hanging out in Tacoma, you do Porch Fest, but it's like so much fun. Doug was there playing. Ron was hanging out. Saw Sean Jackson. Chris was there. It was like all Tacoma, like converges.
All of Tacoma was there. Yeah,
Where's
seemed
like the hub of it?
It's like
6th Ave.
Yeah, 6th Ave is kind of the hub.
So Saturday was south of 6th Ave.
Like
Sunday
Red
was
Hot?
north of 6th.
Kind of near Red Hot.
Yeah, kind of. Well,
I think it's 30 square blocks on either side.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
huge. It's funny too, because like there's like hubs everywhere, kind of. So like it's these huge areas, and there'll be like 4 houses within like a 1 block area that have like great bands, but then like nothing for a couple of blocks, and then 4 more houses, and it's like these pockets of just like amazing live music, and like something for literally everybody, which is like super cool. So this year was like 270 bands played all together across these 2 days, and it was beautiful. They had maps. It was very well organized. You can like pick which bands you want to see and like figure out what's walking distance, and everybody's got like great food and stuff, and there was a bunch of vendors out doing like t-shirts and screen printing and like all kinds of stuff.
I'm doing that
and
next
Sunday
year.
much
Sunday
fun.
was the Girl Trouble show, which was a tribute to Matt Driscoll,
Yeah.
because he passed a day after the last year's Porch Fest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he wrote how many stories about Girl Trouble? Like 50?
Yeah.
So
That was a good, man. It was cool to see everybody like
Yeah.
there for that, which was awesome. But yeah, Arena and Mason played.
awesome.
They opened the Ted Brown stage on Sunday, which was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So Arena's never done Porch Fest. Mason certainly hasn't. But so Mason plays in a band too, and they're all about his age. Or he's the youngest, but they're like 12 to 14. And I was like, dude, you should your band could totally do this.
Totally.
I was like, it'd be cool if you guys were like the only like kid band to play Porch Fest. But they fucking rip. They're pretty good. Like they actually do it. So he was like, oh, I totally want to do that next year. So I think he's gonna try.
Sean and I hung out at the young kids playing Soundgarden,
Oh, cool.
and they were doing a really good job.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And what's the history of Porch Fest? Was that a COVID thing or before COVID?
This is the 3rd year.
Third
Third year.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
After
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Seems
there's
like
a few places that do it now. It's a nonprofit, and Yeah, it's just
Started, I think, by a woman and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the main, and her name is Erin.
oh gosh,
I think it's same as your wife's name, I think.
you might be right.
But anyway.
But yeah, Kylie Palmer, who
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
If they're listening.
I'm just not connected to
No,
it.
no.
they're
But Kylie Palmer, who you guys have heard on here before, who also helps direct Tacoma Beer Week, was like super helpful with them too, and she works a lot with those guys. So yeah, there's definitely, I don't know how more to tie beer in to Porch Fest next year, but like Silver City and Seven Seas, and honestly, everybody just kind of grabs a beer and walks around. Which is,
I didn't want to say that, but that's what happened.
It's like Vegas. It's Vegas, baby.
well, and smoking dope too. I mean, you know.
I know it's not the worst thing people are doing.
No, but the vibe was very good.
It
The
was
vibe is
so chill.
2 days of absolute chill
Yeah,
positiveness.
yeah. So many hugs.
And it's art on the Ave this weekend, isn't it? No, am I mistaken?
Next weekend,
Next-
I think.
I believe it's this coming
Was
up
it this-
weekend.
I heard it was
Yeah,
this.
Oh, is it
Sunday.
this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh my
Sunday.
goodness.
Sunday.
So more 6th Ave fun.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
Right?
It's good to be in
It's
Tacoma.
time for break.
Okay. Well, cool. We're getting into some.
Should we talk about beer?
I know, right? Let's actually talk
Do
about
you
beer
guys want to
shit.
hear more about our lives?
What the fuck we're doing for the last 3 weeks? Not doing this.
Yeah, we'll start talking about beer.
Yeah, we totally have beer news. Stick around for just a minute. We're gonna grab fresh beer, and we'll be right back.
Greetings, listeners. Thank you for listening to yet another Channel 253 Podcast Network episode.
This episode is only able to happen thanks to the listeners who have supported Channel 253 with a membership of $4 a month or $40 a year. They help keep the microphones running. And if you appreciate what I really think is like a public service to the people of Tacoma, I hope you will support what we're doing.
Especially at this time when there's a mayoral race in Tacoma, and we're trying to cover that, as well as all the other things that we cover: food, beer,
Politics, moving to Tacoma, just the interesting people around town. We've got a lot to check out. So if you like what we're doing, visit channel253.com/membership. And thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out during the break. As always, a shout out to Doug, our wonderful producer.
Love you, Doug.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Don't pour any more
Watch
beer
out for
on
that
your
drink.
control system.
I knew you weren't gonna do it, but my butthole still just clamped shut,
I know.
Me
like out of
too.
nervousness, just like a bear.
Yeah,
trap.
my headphone jack doesn't work. We'll see what else doesn't work.
Do we need to bring you a sippy cup? Maybe you need like a take
Yes.
a beer in like a little sippy
Yes.
cup. I have a lot. I
Yes.
have plenty.
Yes, I do. I need a nipple.
I guess.
I have the
Okay.
there, right?
Nice.
I have bottles. My son is still drinking bottles.
That was a good catch, though.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
Go on, Matt.
snatched from the air.
So yeah, shout out to Doug. You heard it on the break, but please do go check out Channel 253. Absolutely fantastic network of local podcasts. Also, shout out to Chris, who puts us on YouTube every
Thanks,
single
Chris.
week. So you guys can pretend that you're hanging out at the table with us. And sweating along in this 90-degree heat. 90,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, like 95 today.
Yeah,
Hottest
just
day of the year.
drinking some barley wine.
I know. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we drinking, Ron?
False Hope Reckoning. It's got coconut and cinnamon in it.
Look at
Super
that
refreshing.
It's
Yeah.
damn good.
Pretty
Yeah.
head. It's
like rusty nail-ish.
beautiful, creamy brown.
It's creamy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yep.
It is
Wow.
4.2 and
Cinnamon
Untapped.
What? Vanilla.
Cinnamon and coconut.
I love
Cinnamon and
coconut. I thought it was.
Welcome.
I get coconut in so much stuff that's like vanilla. I often get coconut also.
Coconut water.
I don't really like coconut water,
Okay.
It smells like feet.
but I like coconut like pretty much everything else. It smells like feet.
Coconut water?
Oh, coconut water. Yeah. I
Like
think
coconut
it-
water. Not this. Coconut water totally smells like feet.
I think it tastes like sweat
Oh, also kind of that.
Sweaty feet?
because it's like salty. It's
Anybody?
a little bit. Anyway, wow, we're off topic.
Whitey
But
balls.
that's totally true.
I'm wearing
And
sandals today, too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I let Arena try some of the electrolyte powder that I got from some of the women when we did St. Helens, and it was like super buff, like very salty. And she was like, "Your water bottle smells like a fucking locker room." I couldn't unsmell that, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, it really does."
Yeah. You're like, well, it kept me alive,
Salty
okay?
and moist.
Kept me alive up the
Okay.
mountain.
Sorry, Jenny. It's the name of our next goes. Okay, we're talking about beer stuff. So Brewers Association just put out their like all of their data basically.
Yeah, it's so much data. I don't
It's
even know
so
where to
much.
start.
I honestly like I always forget that they do this like halfway through the year.
Yeah.
But it's super interesting. And you can find it all online, but Ron pulled a bunch of key points actually. But yeah, regional brewing, changes in volume over the last 5 years is super interesting because you can see who's trending where, how distributors are doing, how craft beer in general is doing versus non-craft categories. It's super interesting.
Tap rooms, how they're doing, how's NA doing, how's hop water doing, all that.
What are the key takeaways?
How are they
here,
doing?
Ron? Yeah, what are the key takeaways here,
well,
Ron?
Don't leave us hanging.
NA is killing it.
NA is killing it.
Up 30%.
It's on draft
For
or in cans.
2024.
Cans mostly.
Yeah.
So mostly led by Athletic, who is up 55%, which is I think easily the highest growth percentage year over year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But over 5 years, it's
Hop water's
hundreds.
also doing well.
Yeah, which is awesome.
So are botanicals.
Which are
So brewing with lavender and
But
basil.
alcohol beer.
Yes.
With,
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
Fruit
coming
and
on.
spice beer.
Coming on stronger, and so are beers with electrolytes in it.
Yeah.
That's becoming a thing also.
It's what your body craves.
Yeah, you could bring it up St. Helens with you.
I know, right? See, I
Yeah.
could have used that. I know. I felt like such a dummy, talking about electrolytes constantly, and all I can think about is idiocracy. I really need them, but also I feel silly about this. That is funny though.
Yeah.
I also just crush electrolytes when I'm drinking, because I just am in my late 30s now, and have to do that to not be useless for 2 days afterwards.
I crushed Geritol.
And snort it.
What's your choice electrolyte? Powder?
Like powder in bottles. I chug a liquid IV or something.
Liquid IV.
Just watch those potassium levels. They can get high, though.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
How about Freem being up 22%?
Okay, so that's awesome.
2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I,
Good job, Freem.
yeah, dude. Honestly, Freem being up, Fort George is
Fort
up.
George's up. Deschutes.
Yeah.
Fremont is up.
Fremont was interesting to me
11%.
because I actually wonder how much of that has to do with their production increase because of Pike.
Right.
They have new facilities now that previously belonged, and Pike's not on this list. So they do, when brands consolidate like that, it's just going to be under whatever brand owns them or is the umbrella brand. I imagine that's where the growth came from. Unless Fremont is randomly exporting a bunch of stuff. In general, support for them, especially in this area, is not what it used to be.
No,
So
definitely not.
yeah, I'm not totally sure where that's coming from, unless it's added infrastructure from the buyout.
When did the buyout happen?
It was
Was this
mid last year, I think. It's been about a year.
mid last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of the top 10 Northwest craft breweries, also Tim Barrel's down 15%.
Yeah.
And Rogue is down 18%.
Yeah. The Rogue one, I think, is I don't know. That's a bit. So the interesting thing about a lot of this, and Rogue maybe kind of falls into this, is there's a clear distinction between brands that you might put in the legacy category, or brands that maybe haven't kept up with what people are looking for. And then there are brands that are still kind of in the conversation in terms of regional breweries that produce what we all know is really high quality stuff. So Pizza Port, or who else was on here?
California's dramatically down, but Pizza Port's way up.
Right, and that's a pretty old brewery, man.
They're
They've been around
surfing the
for
West
a long
Coast.
time. And
West Coast IPAs.
Creature Comforts is also these are there are regional. I mean, Georgetown is also up.
Yeah,
right?
Georgetown's number 14 in the nation.
Which is funny. You don't think about that. We talk about them all the time, obviously, and those guys have been on the pod, and it's awesome. And they're still just Washington's brewery, but they're top 20, man. They're top 15. But brands that are regional, that have big production, are trending upwards, and they've been around for a long time, but I think everybody would agree that Georgetown, Creature Comforts, Pizza Port, these breweries Fiddlehead is these breweries are all considered to be in this class of high quality beer, and that is kind of one of the only differences. It's not like they're brewing seltzers and hop waters and a ton of other stuff that I think is leading to it. It's literally just a quality question.
Odell is also up with creature comforts. They were mentioned in the same sentence.
Odell?
Odell is up.
Hold up, where?
They're still growing.
What? Odell is down.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh my
Odell's
gosh.
down 6%.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I would like, that was like the biggest thing. Honestly, you mentioned 10 barrel and like Tilray is on here.
Yeah.
Down like what, 13%, which is a bummer after spending a ton of money on a bunch of craft brands.
Yeah.
But like, if we're gonna make like the quality argument, I feel like maybe letting go of like your entire R&D department, who's like responsible for all of your awards, is probably a good way to be down 15%.
Legion's not on this list.
So
For the regional.
There's not. Yeah.
So what's the trend of the ones doing well and the ones not doing well?
I think it's mostly, well, at least if you just looked at this list and you were like maybe dialed into the types of breweries that people are gravitating towards these days. So the difficult thing about a list like this, let me see. So like Hen House, right? Like that's a pretty big brewery. They're up like 26%. But again, if you're talking about regional breweries that are in this kind of tier of like very high quality, Hen House is up there. It comes up plenty. Fatheads is up. Like, again, been around for a long time and still is just known for making great beer. People stop there when they go. People search out their new releases, things like that. And like breweries on this list that are down, so like Left Hand, right? That's another, like they're similar size. But I can't remember the last time I like actively searched out like a new Left Hand release. And it's not because it's bad, it's just like they're not focused on the stuff that like people seem to be leaning into for one reason or another.
Nitro.
Yeah, which is honestly is a bummer because it's a great beer.
Yeah.
But like it's also one single brand, and that's getting more and more difficult to stand on one single brand as a brewery. So diversification is a huge marker for whether or not a brewery is doing well or not. Which is funny because like it's like all of these, honestly, all the breweries that are growing are just really good at making West Coast IPAs.
Yeah.
That's what
At the end of the day.
Although
Hayes
Hayes beat West Coast this year. Well, last year, I mean.
I suppose they did.
Yeah.
Every single brewery that I'm talking about just makes good West Coast IPAs.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. There it is, everybody.
I'm looking at this Pacific
It's a wrap.
Northwest.
Thanks for yanking that out.
This top 10 Pacific Northwest.
Eddie Alice, amazing.
The people that were up have reps in the area. Ironically,
I mean,
every single one of them that are up has reps coming through the store.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to be said for that. It's, I think it does kind of matter less and less, but it also just depends on like the style of account. I think if I have enough people come in and bother you, Ron, I can probably get them to convince you to buy a keg.
You can convince me of anything now.
Even after today.
Oh, that love.
So there's, I know, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I needed that. Thank
Guess
you.
what my flight is tomorrow?
I know. Brazilian Japanese beer.
Yes.
Sweet.
Fun.
So yeah, I guess the answer is just make really good West Coast IPAs.
The last stat I see from this Pacific Northwest list is Alaskan at 0, which they are every year.
Alaskan is.
Alaskan brewing are steady. 0 gain, 0 loss.
Oh, they were
Seems
on.
like, that's on the Northwest list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just sales because they're overall I think they're down, but just in the region they could be just static. They've had shelf slots that have existed for the last like 25 years. So.
Yeah.
This list too is interesting because it goes all the way down. So it's like 170 breweries if you look at like the national rankings, and it goes all the way to 15,000 barrels, which is not like a ton. I mean, like Georgetown is almost 10 times that, and then Yuengling, which is like the number one, is like up near 3 million barrels. But 15,000 is not that big, but it's still big enough to be in like the top 200, volume for breweries, which means that like the other, 8,000 breweries in the country are making less beer than that. Most of the breweries I work with don't even come close to 15,000.
Right. 3 million? I can't even.
Yeah.
My head can't wrap around that much beer.
It's funny because you don't unless you read these stats. So the Brewers Association's definition of craft, which is like often called into question about whether or not, you know, that is the true definition. And actually it's funny because people are even qualifying the definition of craft, like craft beer as defined by the, like it used to just be craft beer. And this was like but because I think it's been called into question, the validity of like what actually makes craft. Everybody kind of posited for a long time that Boston Beer Company was the reason why the number kept going up. And it was like 2 million, and then it was 3 million, and now it's like 6 million. If you make under 6 million barrels a year, and you're not like owned over a certain percentage by a non-craft beer producing entity, then you can still be craft. But Boston Beer produced like almost a third of what Yuengling produced last year.
Wow.
So they're not even close. Yuengling is like, if you're talking about like independent craft that still falls in that category, Yuengling is way far away from Boston Beer. They're the biggest craft brewery in the country.
For the first time in 20 years, brewery numbers fell. Closures outpaced openings in 2024.
In 2024.
Yep.
Not by
down
much.
down 4%.
Yeah. Not by a ton. There was like 400 opened and 500 closed.
Something like that,
essentially. Yeah. So yeah, you guys have heard us talk about that before. But like, I don't know, if you can get your hands on some of the data here, it's interesting to look at. And then like looking at who's up and who's down, and just think about like the breweries that are down. How often do you hear about them? How often do you see people post pictures of their beer? There's like this level of consumer engagement that exists with the breweries that are up that is like very clearly visible, but it's just like hard to quantify. Like, why are people posting pictures? Why are people stopping by your place? Is it food? Is it just the cool packaging? Is it because their friend who's a beer nerd talks about this brewery all the time and loves their IPAs or whatever it is? There is like this level of engagement that is just hard to put your finger on, but it obviously exists. Like, it's there. I don't know. It's always interesting to see this kind of stuff.
Colorado's down. Minnesota's up.
Minnesota?
Yep. Up 10.8%. Colorado's down 3.2%.
What brewery in Minnesota is responsible for this?
Good question.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's Surly again?
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Surly.
it.
Yeah.
Surly.
That's probably it. They're pretty high up there, actually.
Just had some.
But 41 closures in Colorado last year.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
That is.
And then Ron brought up distributor numbers.
Yeah.
So can you explain the distributor index? So it's a score that the Brewers Association uses basically to rate demand for craft beer purchased through distributors. And 50 is pretty normal, right?
Right. It was 15 last year.
Damn. Which is like significantly unhealthy.
And the breweries are pulling back.
So brewers, there's like apparently like there's a few things that can lead to this sort of thing. And my scope is pretty regional. Like I work for a small craft distributor. So like I mostly just care what other distributors in this region are doing. Nationally though, the rules are different for every single state. Everybody's like business models and even just the markets are so different that I don't pay a ton of attention. But in general, distributors themselves are buying less craft beer from craft beer producers. They're selling less of it, and at least it seems like they're like abiding by what they perceive to be market realities, at least now or in the future, and just less eggs in the craft beer basket, essentially.
Slower sales at retail, overcrowded portfolios, rising prices, and lower consumer demand.
Yeah, which is
all come to play.
All true.
Yeah.
I was bragging to Ron that in general, my company is bucking the trend a little bit, which I'm glad for. I don't know how, but we're making it happen. And honestly, I at least imagine that like other small distributors in this area are also doing that because there is still demand for like the type of shit that we focus on.
Think how much your international beer you're bringing in, Matt.
So that's actually been kind of a change for us. Like we're doing more of that. And strangely enough, imports is like one of the few kind of up overall categories in beer. Like more people are choosing imports, either out of curiosity or out of just like, like the diaspora of like American culture is like there's a ton of people from a ton of different places. And if you are trying to connect with beer in some sort of way, it's probably going to be through beer from where you're from. So as like the trend just leans into beer on that side, people are just choosing imports. But for whatever reason, or whatever multiple reasons, imports is up. So we are doing more of that for sure. I bring in Korean beer. I now have Brazilian beer. We bring in tons of Japanese beer. So we do focus on that a little bit. But honestly, I don't even do it because it's imports. I actually do it because like, it's interesting. Like I like what the projects. Like I think it's cool what these guys do.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that people should drink it. I actually got asked recently about this by a local brewery. Because we bring in a lot of imports, so like craft brewers from not this country, but also we bring in like a bunch of out-of-state breweries. So like we brought Mortalis in, which we talked about on the pod, and we bring in like Drecker and like a bunch of like kind of random beers from around the country, either from breweries that focus on stuff that people in the Northwest don't focus on, like smoothie sours. I don't know how we keep fucking fumbling the bag on that. There's 500 breweries here. None of you want to even try it.
Yeah, just claim.
Yeah, I know Claim. Yeah, Claim does a great job. Honestly, like shout out to Shelby at Odd Otter, who also makes very good smoothie beer.
Same with Jeff at SIG.
Yeah, for sure. Jeff too. I know. Maybe Tacoma just needs to corner the market on this. So, but I had a brewer from a very good brewery recently go like, don't you feel like that's kind of a detriment, or like should local breweries be threatened by you bringing in like out of state stuff or out of country stuff? Shouldn't you encourage people to focus more on like local? And it was funny to hear that from a brewer who has no business being worried about this because they're very good. And so I was like, I don't think anybody doing what you guys are doing should be worried at all. If you're worried about good beer coming from out of the state and competing against your beer, then you're probably in trouble for a bunch of other reasons that have nothing to do with the beer that I bring in. Like my goal is to elevate the collective palate in general. I just want people to focus on good beer. I want good beer to be from here for sure. But if for some reason I can't get it from here, I'm going to bring it from wherever I can get it from.
Barrel age is down also.
Barrel age?
Yep.
I feel like that's been, everybody's cleaning out their cellars. Nobody is reloading their cellars. Nobody's standing in line for barrel age imperial stouts anymore.
Well, Holy Mountain a little bit.
Maybe. That's true.
But in general.
That's true. I had to go get my my enhanced license recently, and everybody's getting it now because you had to do it.
Right.
And all I could think of was like, this reminds me of like an old Midnight Still release from like 2016, like standing in line at the fucking DMV. I was like, dude, I should have just brought a beer. Like this would be perfect. That's the last time I saw a line like this was like Midnight Still releases 9 years ago. People do still stand in line, but it's not the same. I feel like we've all kind of seen that fall off. Why? I don't know. Why do you sell a ton of barrel aged beer? Like why?
Not a ton. I mean, we're definitely down.
I should say relatively. Like you sell more.
Yeah, I can just tell from Black Fridays. They're just slowly diminishing year after year.
People ever like? I don't know. Do people ever explain why? Like, just like people.
I think they're drinking cocktails and NA beers.
I think high alcohol and price, maybe. Is probably the factors.
There was always like a social aspect to like barrel aged beers.
Stand in line.
That's like the fun.
Yeah, it's camp.
Standing in line, but also just sharing the beer. Like obviously, bottles share culture is like still kind of a thing, but it's not. Now it's like we got together for poker and I popped open two Abraxas bottles that I had. Like we're not getting together just to drink beer anymore. It's like I'm popping them out for whatever else we're doing. Oh, it's 4th of July and I have like 2 Floodland sours. I'll crack those open because people are just here.
I'm coming to your house next year for the 4th.
Sorry. I'm doing the same shit. I'm cleaning out my closet and I'm not refilling it.
I mean, I'm doing the same thing.
Why are we all doing that?
Yeah, why are you guys all doing that?
Because it's 90 degrees.
I know, because it's fucking, the actual answer is global warming.
Yes.
And you think I might mean like, harvests are really bad. New Zealand literally just flooded because of climate change. And like all the hop farms are fucked. But no, what I mean is I don't want to drink fucking Abraxas when it's 95 degrees out. That is true about New Zealand though. Please send thoughts and prayers or whatever the fuck, because it's an actual bummer. And on top of all the other floods that are happening, it's a shame to see like huge agricultural.
Shiner gave $100,000 to the Texas floods.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah. See, now I want to go buy a Shiner.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've said that since 2013. I want to go buy a 6-pack of Shiner. Oh fuck! It's fuck up stories.
All right, Grit and Grainers. I'm Sean Jackson, and I fuck up all the God-blessed time, as we all do. So, please do regale us with your fuck-up stories.
Today... So today...
The lights keep flashing on and off on my board.
Oh, fuck.
There's a clicky sound on one of the channels. I'll use the other channel that I'm recording.
Clicky sound.
All right.
Clicky
I won't tell
sound.
Doug's for it. Well, Doug already said it.
Yeah.
Spilled fucking beer on my board. That's my story.
It's okay. Today I sent Ron
Delicious
Parkway's order and I sent Parkway Ron's order, which are vastly different because they're vastly different businesses.
Does that mean I have to return the Parkway staff I accidentally hired this morning? Sorry, Nick. Sorry, Laura. Sorry, Jesse.
Dude, you're going to have the 92 bowls of Tacoma beer tenders behind your bar. That'd be fucking insane.
I would.
Yeah, so Ron texted me and he was like, my order is super wrong. And I was like, fuck, I knew about one thing. And then my driver called and was like, hey, man, I don't know what's going on here. And I was like, fuck, I do.
Yeah. The half barrel of 19 acres was the key.
Did you keep that?
No, I sent it back because I can't fit it where the 19 acres goes.
Oh, fuck. All right, well, there's separate fuck-ups. There's two fuck-ups then.
Okay.
Because it definitely belonged to Parkway. And then he called me and he was like, hey, I don't have that keg. And I was like, but you sent one back today.
Well, because your dude tried to deliver it, and I said, this is
I can't
wrong.
fit that. Fuck. So it just disappeared.
I don't know where it went.
Sick. All right. This is going to be a great week. Bethany, what'd you do today?
I can't think of anything actually. No, nothing exciting.
Well, fuck.
So
just me and Doug then.
Yeah. Click, 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 flash, flash, click, click, click.
All right, Grit and Grainers. Email us at cheers@gritgrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and ways to survive during these tough craft beer times, such as brewing your own saison in a bathtub, inventing a beer-based barter economy, converting your tap room into a kombucha dojo, dry hopping your existential dread, or simply pairing your despair with a perfectly 55 degrees A Deal with the Devil Triple Oak Age with a Spotify playlist titled Songs to Cry Drink To, Volume 4. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as fast as we can. If not online, then on air. You can subscribe to Grit and Grain on Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, and iHeartRadio, and plus leave us a review. Also check us out on Channel 253, Douglas, and gritandgrainpodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube for episode notes, beer news, and intermittent bursts of hop-soaked clarity in a world that desperately needs a beer. As for the state of the craft beer, imagine a slightly bruised but still swaggering industry limping into 2025 with one chute untied, an IPA-stained cape dragging behind, muttering something about a revenge of hard kombucha. Sales are down, openings are down, closures are up, and yet half the breweries managed to grow, probably fueled by soft pretzels, NA innovation, and the underlying loyalty of 69. Bingo! Tap rooms have become churches. Freem ascended, Silver City stumbled. Fremont bought a ginger beer company. California bled out 50 breweries while Pizza Port surfed through the wreckage, selling West Coast like they still mean something. We are, in short, deep in the post-craft renaissance, the era of pragmatic resilience, of less shiny hype and more warm lights, short menus and staff who know your name and your dog's favorite treat. Raise a glass. We're still here.
There.
If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter your expectations. Belgium National Day is what happens when a country with more beer styles than traffic laws decide to throw a parade in honor of constitutional monarchy and fermented divinity. It's not loud like Bastille Day or bloated like the 4th of July. It's better dressed, better carbonated, and served in proper glassware. In Brussels, they wave flags. In Flanders, they sip goose and pretend not to judge your pronunciation. Hilarious. Somewhere, a monk quietly nods from behind an arched stone window as you crack a Westy 12 with the reverence of a national anthem. Raise your goblet on Monday. Not just to kings and constitutions, but to the sacred act of brewing with patience, purpose, and entirely too much style. No such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma.
True.
No such thing as too much barley wine. Tune in next Friday for more sweet chatter. Cheers.
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 Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
Good up.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you. Grit and Grain is part of the Channel 253 podcast network. Check out our other shows: Nerd Farmer, Move to Tacoma, Interchangeable White Ladies, What Say You, Citizen Tacoma, and Kitchen 253.
This is Channel 253.